All right, guys. I am not going to try to feed into the hype because there's a lot of hype over these Jack Wolf knives right now. I've seen a bunch of people doing videos. I haven't really watched their videos because I knew I had this one in the box and I didn't want to be swayed by anything that the other folks said, right? I mean, we already know Jim Skelton has killed me with Hellraisers and other knives. And so I didn't want to get his opinion because I wanted to give you my opinion. And I've seen other people doing videos also. So anyway, let's just dive into it. This one is the Vampire Jack. They are slip joints. Benjamin Belkin is the designer. He is in Scottsdale, Arizona. And Jack Wolf was his grandfather. And I'm not going to just read you his website, but I did take a couple of notes from the website when I looked at it. Basically, Benjamin designs them in Scottsdale, Arizona. He is reliving the 80s and 90s like comic book flair and genre, which I think is great, and came up with something a little bit unique and different in this packaging. It's not the very first time anybody's done a cylinder like this. GEC, most all of theirs are in cylinders. Their cylinders are cardboard. These are like aluminum, like tin, aluminum can with a screw top, which is very, kind of very cool. And then that comes in a, cardboard box for shipping and whatnot, right? So here's the exact part number of this particular one. It is in Pacific Blue. It does come in different scale material, different colors. There's some micarta, there's some fat carbon, there's different color camo carbon. So you can have some variety there. Comes with a cool tin, comes with a sticker and a, what was those things back in the day? The Pogs? Little milk cap things. I don't know what they called them. My kids were big into them. And it does come with a nicely made leather slip. Because there is no pocket clip. It is just a slip joint. And Jack Wolf, Benjamin's grandfather, always carried a slip joint and ultimately gave Benjamin one. And like most of us, you get your first knife and it just kind of balloons from there. And we become these crazy collectors and just weird people, right? Yeah. And you do get the microfiber cloth that I showed earlier as well. So all in all, the packaging is phenomenal. Okay. He's hired Sean Tiffany, I believe is the name of the comic book artist, to come up with all of the artwork for the tins, for the stickers and the pogs or the milk, all that stuff also. So very cool stuff. There is some information here about, his websites and all that stuff, and I'll put some links down below. So these are designed in Scottsdale, Arizona, manufactured in China, and I do not know what OEM he is using, but that's okay. Let's take a close-up look here at the camo carbon. This is the Pacific Blue. Very cool. Titanium frame, titanium bolsters, titanium hardware. So pretty cool. Now, it does have quite the heavy spring. So you got to get a good grip on it. Really good, strong, positive stop. And a good open. And of course, you're going to see some fingerprints on there because, well, that's a slip joint for you. Okay. Very nicely done blade. Nice hollow grind. See if I can get it to focus here. Come on. Sort of right there, maybe. With a belt satin finish. These are CNC cut, hand ground, hand finished, hand assembled. So he likes to bring custom quality and a production cost. That's how he says it on his website. These are about $300, $299 with the carbon fiber. The micarta ones are like $279, I think it was. all in all, not a bad price for a quality slip joint. If you're into slip joints, it is a strong spring. Yes, you could overcome it and smash your fingers. It will stop at the 90 degrees. So it is safe for a slip joint. We'll put it that way. It's kind of the coffin style. There are several models, and I'll put a link to his website down below. You can go check out. At this point, they are all slip joints. I don't know if there is a plan to do something different or not. Slip joints aren't my thing. A lot of slip joints, you really got to use the nail nick, and I feel like I'm going to break off my thumbnail. This one's not like that, but it's a slip joint. The edges on the top here, they're really hard 90-degree edges. So as you're here, it's not going to hurt you, but it's going to, I don't know. I personally wish that was a little bit rounded. It is a nice hollow grind. These are super sharp. It feels really good in the hand. It is on the smaller side. And we'll go through the specs. It's 13 and 13/16 closed and 6 and 13/16 overall. That gives you a 3.1-inch blade with a 2.6-inch cutting edge, 0.012 behind the edge, blade thickness of 0.117. This particular one is an M390. I think that is his preferred steel at the moment. Overall thickness is 0.461, and it weighs in at just 2.6 ounces. So it is really going to disappear in your pocket and be an easy thing to carry. It is, again, the hard edges kind of come into play on the blade, even in the closed position as it's in your pocket, maybe. But if you're going to throw it in a slip and then in your pocket, cool. I wouldn't. I think I would just throw it in the bottom of my pocket. Again, another reason I'm not a huge slip joint fan is because I want a pocket clip. I don't want it to just dangle around in the bottom of my pocket. When I need it, I've got to go in and get it around my keys, or even if I end up with it in this pocket by itself, I don't want it just kind of dangling down at the bottom of my pocket, hitting my leg back and forth and whatever. Again, that's a personal choice for me. I would love to hear your guys' opinions as we do a couple of size comparisons here. Put the comments down below. Are you into slip joints? And if you carry a slip joint, do you carry it in a slip or just raw in your pocket? Okay. So here it is next to the Spyderco Delica, which I've said many times I think is small, but really it's the thinness of the Delica that kind of bothers me. Whereas the Jack Wolf, Vampire Jack, feels more substantial in my hand because it is thicker. Here is the Kubi KB237. Since I talked about Jim corrupting me with getting me into the Hellraisers, and if you haven't seen or heard me talk about this before, as Jim did the video on this was their first production version Hellraiser. I literally paused the video, went to the website, ordered one, came back to the video, and hoped to God Jim didn't say at the end that it's a piece of junk, don't buy it. He didn't say that, so it worked out really well. And here it is next to a AA battery, just again for a common use item that everybody can kind of have some familiarity with. Overall, I think they're pretty cool. There are some other models that I might want to check out at some point. So go check out their website at jackwolf.com. I think is what it is. I'll put a link down below. Yeah, jackwolfknives.com. And Troy, thank you for sending this over. It's been a pleasure to check out. And everybody have a great day. Thank you very much. I appreciate you watching.